Pickacard, your main character. Here's why. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another Pickacard reading. I've already laid out the cards. Pile number 1 with the 10 of Hearts. Pile number 2 with the Queen of Spades. And pile number 3 with the Ace of Spades. Or if you're looking at the little eggs up here, 1, 2, and pile number 3. I'm going to go ahead and open us up a little bit with a smoke ceremony just to clear the energy, give us some good juju. And we're about to find out why and how you, my friends, are main character energy. I'll see you at your pile. Hi, pile 1. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and we're here to do your pile. How are you, main character? How are you, main character, in other people's lives? What do people perceive? What is a fact? We're here to discover it all and more. So first of all, you chose the 10 of Hearts, and that is Cups energy. So I feel like you give people emotional fulfillment, first of all. I do feel like with her pants being highlighted here in blue, that is your throat chakra. You speak a lot to really build people's self-esteem. I think you might be a little bit shy at times, but when it comes to building people up, if you feel like they are sad, if you feel like you notice somebody's withdrawn, things like that, you are going to pull forward and overcome your shyness or quietness or introvertedness, whatever you want to call it. And you are going to bring that to the table, definitely. I also feel like you could even be on a platform with her little platform shoes right here. Pretty cute, pretty cute. Why or how are you main character energy? This is meant to be light and quick, so here we go. The waiting game, you're extremely patient. I feel like you're very patient, and yet you're also patient with other people. I also feel like you have an ability to show people where their roots are, to bring them back to their roots, to bring them back into balance with the number 2, to know that sometimes it's just a matter of time. With the number 2, I get balance, I get choices and options, but I also get personal power. So I'm also being led to, pardon me, with the circular motion, I think that you can point out cycles in other people, what they are doing currently in order to help them grow, and what they're doing in order to establish roots. So I think that you really inspire perseverance and patience in other people. And the reason why this makes you main character is because you take the time to actually do it. You're others focused. Look at that. Rejoice and celebration. So you could be somebody that people look forward to when they go out to, I don't know, going out to dinner, get-togethers, things like that. They want to see you. Perhaps you are somebody who is not easily seen, meaning that you could be an introvert again. Omnivore, is that how you pronounce it? I hate these lights. Brr, brr. Okay. That was my wannabe crow cry or something. I don't know what that was. You're welcome. Anyways, so yeah, let's see what else we get right here. Why is pile number 1 main character energy, please? Main character. Why is pile 1 main character? I think that you're really different, unusual. Actually, when I'm looking out into the forest and softening my gaze, I actually see it's like a little mermaid, and she's got these like wild big antenna, like you would expect on a puppet alien almost. And so I think that you could do things really differently. Like she's got really chunky platforms or wedges, whatever you want to call them. So the way you dress could be a little bit unusual. You could be very mysterious. I think of mermaids as being quite alluring. And of course, there's the sirens, which they could lead to your destruction. So people could be really, really curious about you. Now, you're a main character as well because people want to actually know a lot more about you. Not only do they want to know, they'll actually perform an inspection. Oh, wow. I didn't realize. Chemtrails, gotta love them. So the sky is like a pastel blue, and then we have this like eerily beautiful pink chemtrail. Very cool. not so cool. But anyways, so yeah, you could just be very different. You could be polar opposite of what people are accustomed to, and it causes them to want to investigate. I don't even know what that is on my finger. Oh, it's soot. Okay, we're good. I'm okay. Are you okay? So there's another element of that is that you're always inquiring about other people, not necessarily opening up and sharing about yourself. I think that you've dealt with a lot of things on your own. You've had to be like the strong one. Perhaps you're the eldest in the family as far as siblings go, and you've had to take care of your siblings, or perhaps you've just had that responsibility where there's been a loss in the family and you've had to step up, or you are simply like the most mature and people expect high things from you. But nobody really stops and pauses to ask, how are you? But they want to know everything about you. There's a lot of people that are like inquisitive, wanting to know. They're on super stealth mode. Even some people like regretting that they don't have that connection with you any longer for whatever reason, in mourning. And look at how all the light is like almost like on the top of the head and behind the horse, and yet it seems like moving forward and all they can see is all the darkness. So I feel like people are definitely in mourning. They're not looking up to see what light you have actually provided for them. And yeah, so I think that's quite interesting because people can get actually quite depressed to not be in your light any longer, if that's a thing. What else do we need? Let's see some more, a little bit more energy. Where are you, main character? For pile 1, please. Pile 1, you're really deep. I feel like you're very well connected to your emotions. We did get an emotions card right here. You could look after the emotional welfare of everyone. You could be everyone's friend. And yeah, I feel like a lot of times there are few that are friend to you. I just feel like a lot of people don't take it deeper. They want to do a deep dive and an inspection, but for some reason, there's not a lot of caretaking and reciprocal energy. Okay, so right here, pile number 1, you could be somebody who lets go of the past, or you need to let go of the past. Clear energy to allow more love into your life. And so this is somebody who's kind of pulled away, even though he's like definitely focused on her. He ain't going nowhere, but she is pretty stoic right here. And it's going to take a lot of work for him to get her to kind of turn her body and face him. So there's a lot to be said about body language. And one of the main things is that when your knees are facing somebody, for the most part, it's just said to be that if you walk into a room, for example, and people's knees are, you know, focused, like pointing at one person, that's the most attractive person in the party or the room, etc., etc. So it's kind of fun for me. That's always been one of my things, is like body language. But her body language is like, yeah, tell me more. She's leaning in towards them, but being a little bit coy perhaps. So I feel like there could be people that really want your attention that pretend that they don't want your attention, or like it doesn't matter, or maybe like they're on their way out. Yeah, okay, like you're an afterthought, but make no mistake, they are playing. They're playing. They definitely want your attention. Why? Because you are a main character. Another reason why you're a main character is because you're definitely a healing connection. Your romance will transform your life. So I take these cards a little bit like tongue-in-cheek because, you know, it is what it is. But definitely I feel like your love can transform other people. I feel like the way that you love is different from other people, and that's why people want to come back for more, and that's why they are very sad when they lose you for whatever reason. You could be a little bit quirky. You could have really nice lips. Male, female, doesn't make a difference. We all notice, believe me. With the 2 wands right here, you have choices and options, and they're really powerful choices and options. And this to me always looks like the train tracks a little bit. And I'm noticing like all the colors kind of fuse in like an ombre style kind of. And so people could really feel like you have a lot of options, and it's always an option between like the old and the new. And that could be a little bit intimidating for people that are kind of like stuck in a mindset of, okay, 9 to 5, and that's all I have going on. You are definitely main character because you are the Son of Wands right here. I pulled this card out last night for a client, and it's really interesting to me because we have the wand right here, and that is about fire. You're like a mover and a shaker. You get passionate, and people know this about you. And it's a Son of Wands. I think that people aren't really familiar with what you're passionate about. But right up here, when I look even more, not only is this radiating color everywhere, because I think that once they start digging in and discovering what you're passionate about, it radiates light to everybody, which is really quite interesting. And I think that you have the ability to feed people their own desires, meaning that they uncover their own desires and they get surprised by that. This also looks a little bit like a dandelion, the kind that you blow and the little seeds get everywhere and then they get replanted and things like that. So I feel like this is a wish that people have, is that you're able to kind of feed them their own desires. They meet you and they wish that they had the same passion as you, and you could be a light at the dark end of a tunnel for a lot of people. And that is why your main character also, because the snake to me symbolizes a lot of shedding, a lot of changes and transformations, and you don't make them lightly, you make them quickly, swiftly, and very gracefully. So that is what I have for you, pile number 1. If you like that kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and until next time, much love to you. Namaste. Hi, pile number 2. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another quick reading for you. So we are looking at how and why you are the main character, what other people perceive, what they think, and things that you probably aren't really aware of. You chose the 2, pile number 2, the Queen of Spades, and that is Queen of Swords. Let me tell you, one thing that takes people off guard about you is that you are one sharp cookie. Can we hear it for pile number 1? I'm sorry, pile number 2. Yay, maybe we're drawn from pile number 1 as well. So, your mental agility is actually quite intimidating. I feel like also you tend to, when you speak big. You make large statements, things that people want to say but feel like they don't say, that they can't say for a reason. When you speak, though, you speak with purpose, with motive. You don't just speak in order to air out whatever, or in order to gain attention from other people, which actually could be really annoying if you have nothing to say. So I feel like people are aware that when you speak, they actually stop and listen. You're somebody who commands attention. You could have really dark aesthetics. You could be very similar, like have Lilith energy. If you know, you know. Where are you main character energy, please? You could like dark makeup, a little bit of a goth vibe. Unexpected connections and letting go of the past. This card came from pile 1, so maybe you were in fact drawn to pile number 1 as well. So unexpected attraction or connection, opposites attract. Yeah, some people could be really surprised at how much they are drawn to you. And again, I feel like they could be a little bit of an air of pretense, like, yeah, I'm not interested, I'm just here, I'm just kind of chilling. Like her body's turned away and the man is giving her his full attention, but she is a little bit playing it cool, like, oh yeah, that's nice, we're just here for the party, or oh, you happen to be here, that kind of a thing. Instead of like really, I think it's kind of obvious this guy's stomach probably dropped when he saw her. So I think that people get really excited when they do see you, and they have a sighting of pile number 2, if you will. I just, by the way, I didn't even mention in pile number 1 because I was like focused on getting the message because it's gonna be short and quick. But these little eggs crack me up so much. I found them at, where did I find them at? Target. And so I'm like, yeah, we're going to use them too. What the heck? So 2 fried eggs, baby. Now, somebody could be talking about their chest. I don't know your life, right? But for some reason, people could be drawn to your chest. I'm looking at his chest. In these kind of, you know, I've heard people talk about their chest as like 2 fried eggs. Yeah, unflattering, but I've heard it. Now I'm watching a little squirrel like meander up, and all I see is really a silhouette because the lighting isn't great just yet. But your main character, because of your fertile mind, this goes back to your mind, and I feel like this encompasses you. This comes from your heart. This is definitely I think that you speak from your heart. You can cradle a lot of things in your heart, and you speak again with purpose. You don't do it for like no reason. And even this reminds me of like this egg. So here would be the yolk, and this is the white part of the egg. So yeah, there's something about like fertility and nurturing and cradling things. And I feel like even though the Queen of Swords gets a reputation for being kind of a baddie, the Queen of Swords is somebody who is a baddie, who isn't somebody to mince words or to mess with or to play with. But also, Queen of Swords is somebody who has lived through a lot of pain, a lot of heartache. She's endured a lot, whether it's a male, it doesn't make a difference. I read energy, not sex here. And I'm going to say that you've endured a lot. So you have the ability to really nurture those because you've been through a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of sorrow. You could be also somebody who's been single for a really long time. And I'm going to say about that people are really curious as to why, because they're like, wow, he or she, they like, they're super intelligent. They have things together and people are attracted to them, and people want to strategize to be close to them. And I don't understand why they're not, with anybody and things like that. But I feel like with your level of intelligence and nurturing, you realize that you need somebody who is of the same caliber, who has the same heart, that isn't going to wind up betraying you. Because the Queen of Swords is easily somebody who's recognized for having experienced massive betrayals, like all of us at one time or another experienced betrayals. But she is somebody who could be widowed or have been betrayed, so experience a lot of loss and heartache when it comes to love, and therefore she defaults to her brain. And I'm going to say that you have recognized that you need someone who is going to nurture you as well as appreciate your intellect. So not just any Tom, Dick, or Harry is going to suffice for you, for sure. Now, we have the light right here. I feel like you radiate a light that is unmistakable. And it's quite interesting because I paired up with your dark aesthetics right here. And this could be maybe a little bit of a pouty or seemingly sultry or sulky or gothic or any of those like dark Lilith ideologies. I feel like you lend so much light to people that they get really surprised and they really have a hard time letting go of your energy. So they're like, wow, this is like confetti, being emotional confetti, being around this queen, and it's a little bit scary and a little bit of a turnoff. And that's why I feel like you're definitely main energy right here. Main character energy. Emotional loss. Yeah, so you're definitely experienced with that. And people are shocked at how loving and how caring you actually are, because I heard you have a crusty exterior. Okay, well, I resemble that remark, so don't take offense to it, please. But I'm going to say that it takes a lot to crack the shell, because I feel like due to no fault of your own, we all make choices and things like that, but you've had a lot of changes, a lot of suffering, and a lot of things that have served to really crack your shell. Think about like a seed, like a lemon seed. You have to crack that lemon seed in order to get to the inner, so that like a little, I'm thinking raíz. How do you say that? A little, oh my God. English, please. Root. Hello. Yeah, a root could sprout out of it, so you can actually plant it. And I think that you have been the seed, and you have been cracked wide open, and people are really shocked to see how soft and loving that you can be. But with that being said, you're extremely self-protective and protective of those that you love. Like partners. So you are main character because, well, your romance is stable and ready to go the distance. So if you're currently partnered, I feel like people could have seen all that you've endured in order to really obtain another connection, a real connection, a good connection. And maybe perhaps this is like him breathing you in. And they always say that, that one partner is more invested than another, or one person loves another more than the other partner. I don't know. I'm hoping I explained that correctly. And I think there's some merit to that. Okay, physical language is, love language is physical touch. Meow. A tender touch means so much. So your love language can be touch, but it doesn't have to be like sexual touch. I mean, when I get like really super excited, I tend to kind of lose my mind, and I'll touch people like on the arm or on the leg, or like, I don't know why. It's just, I think that there's some hidden Italian in me. But it is part of like my love language is actual touch, even though I'm very much standoffish. And so you could be someone very similar, because the Queen of Swords is definitely somebody who exudes a little bit of a intimidating energy. Intuition. So another reason why you're a main character is that your intuition is on point. You could be known for being somebody who is connected to the spirit world, to other worldly things that people don't think about, like don't really understand. You could be connected to cosmos. You could provide the keys to the door, the door of life, or answers that other people simply cannot get. You could be somebody that meditates, or appears to meditate, or appears to have something about that lifestyle. And the number 2 echoing here once again for your personal power. Your main character, because you're very desirable. People actually look at your eyes and they get hypnotized, and they could look at their lips and think, wow, pretty juicy. But I also feel like with the number 8, people get trapped in fear. They get trapped in their heads. They really don't know quite what to do with how they're feeling, what they're thinking, with all of this light emanating from up on top. Emanating? I'm not sure how that's said. You get the point. Anyways, people feel like they get in their heads, and then they can't really make a move or do much of anything because they feel like you would be on it, or or they're intimidated for whatever reason. Well, because you're pretty sharp, and you could be sharp with your words too. So I can see that. I can definitely see that. Let's not kid ourselves. Okay. So one last card. Oh, clarity. Yeah, you provide clarity. You could be a truth speaker. You could be the curse breaker. You could be into like breaking generational curses and speak on things that people are not comfortable about when you actually do speak. I feel like you don't mince words. You also don't do a lot of small talk. I feel like that would bore you. With your intellect being so elevated, it would just not wash. I think that you're somebody who would do like an Irish exit, or simply count the minutes before you could leave, kind of a thing. So that is why you exude main character energy. Much love to you. If you like this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Until next time, namaste. Hi, Pile 3. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your pick a card reading. So you chose pile number 3, or the 3 sunny side up eggs right here. Aren't they cute? I think they're so freaking cute. Crack me up. But here we go. Why are you main character? Why do you have main character energy? Let's discover a little bit about pile number 3. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And if you are a repeat offender, thank you so much for being patient. Why or how are you main character energy for pile number 3? So we have 7 of Pentacles right here. I think that you are very measured. Okay. You could be very soft. You could like pastels. You could have been through it. And also your bullshit radar is on point. So let me tell you, you're main character because you can see through things in spite of, you're like that velvet glove with a pimp hand. Okay. So I'm going to say that you have the ability just to kind of like look at things and see, okay, is this worth my time, my energy, blood, sweat, tears, all of that stuff. But you have an ability to see people's motives, which is quite shocking. And yet you look like very innocent, very benign, very non-threatening. And I think that's part of the lure, is that when people find out that you actually know what's up, or you're not as naive as people initially assume, it's like a big surprise. It's a shock to them. Like partner. So your romance is stable and ready to go the distance. So you could be already partnered. And that would mean that you are very attractive and people think about you like, help me out. I mean, hello. People think about you in many different ways. So I would say in sexual ways as well, because you're very soft, you're very inviting. You're somebody who'd probably wear like really nice fabrics. I know, I feel a little bit like what did they call it? Neurodivergent, where I have to like textures and things like that. I'm a little bit obsessive that way. So you could really buy clothing that is super comfortable, that feels like suede or just super soft. I don't know, a thread count on your bed sheets could be really high. But whatever the thing is, I think that you have a softness about you and a very nice, like, innocence and a warmth, and that's very inviting. And people would love to like wife you up or husband you up, but you're actually incredibly intelligent. Not that you cannot be both, and that's a mistake that most people make with you, by the way. You could have blue eyes, you could have very clear eyes or like colored eyes and appear very innocent. Then I have here, let me see if I could read. Allow healing waters to wash away the pain of the past. And with forgiveness. Okay, so you have an ability to really help people to look at their own life and also help them to look at like forgiveness in a different way. But again, something about like the passion, like it's very exciting to have. Okay, you give a little bit of like damsel in distress kind of vibes. When you look a little bit like, it reminds you of like Harley Quinn, where she appears like very beautiful and kind of innocent and giggly and bubbly. And then all of a sudden you realize that she's not one to be played with. Okay. So that's kind of what people get from you. That's why you are a main character energy. So rendezvous, private getaway for 2 is calling you. Yeah. And again, people want to count the cost, especially if you are a partner. They would like to have a rendezvous with you. And they would like for it to appear as friendly support. I feel like you're like a little bit of a siren, pile number 3. What's going on here? Yeah, people are liking that. And I heard daddy, like... People could want you to call them daddy. I don't know. This is not where I thought it was going to go. Moving on. So tokens of reciprocity. I can't say that word. Hold cherished memories. So love language. Her hat almost looked like a banana. So I don't know. Maybe your name is like Chiquita, or somebody calls you Chiquita, or somebody sees you a little bit smaller than average. Or you could be quite dainty or delicate looking or small, but you're a powerhouse, actually, and shrewd as can be. There's a lot of people that have a heart towards you, but not only that, but a lot of loyalty and love towards you. What else do we have for pile number 3? Pile 3, show me what I need to see for the, let's see. Oh, triumph, okay. You'd be very successful. You could get people trapped in their minds as well. I feel like you are very fierce. This pile reminds me of one of my friends, and she actually races motorcycles, and she's just overall a general badass. And you would look at her and she would blink with her gorgeous eyes, and you would totally be bamboozled. You would not know. But very shrewd, very astute, very capable, okay? And that's what I get from this. I feel like you write into triumph, and people get put in their heads a lot because of you, because of your energy. You have a lot more power. You'd be somebody, for example, that... I can't use that example. People underestimate your power. I have another girlfriend who is extremely fit, and she's been like, you know... a trainer and things like that for other people, and she's just very beautiful and very fit. And she told me that on one of her, we're sharing most embarrassing dates, and on one of her dates, someone went to pick her up, and she's like, I'm heavy, and he's like, oh, you know, I got this, kind of a thing. And she is svelte, by the way, just again a gorgeous figure. And he went to pick her up, but because she's all muscle, he actually tore a rotary or his tendons or something like that, and he wound up in the hospital. So anyways, I don't know why I share that with you, but I didn't mention names, so privacy is still private. But heartache and loss, people feel bad that they have lost you. So anybody that you have left behind, any past hurts and things like that, with a heartache right here in the womb, that's interesting, right in the stomach. So maybe even mourning a child that you've lost, or feeling a separation right there. could be on the forefront of your head, and people could feel that from you. You have like very motherly tendencies, memories of love. You could really cherish and value very, I want to say sentimental, but that just has connotations that I'm not really super fond of. But I think that you really cherish memories. Victory and success with a loud trumpet, and this is triumph again. So you could be somebody who's won a lot of awards, who has a lot of medals, who has a lot of like certificates that of completion. Well, I've done this, I've done that, and I've mastered this. And so you could be somebody who has even, what are those like little sashes that like Miss America and all the people who are in the pageant industry wind up getting. You could have those as well. Trophies. You could be very sporty. You could be in the fashion industry, or you could like to sew. Finding. Well, look at that. So all the yellow to me alludes a lot to your solar plexus. And this is like what gives you joy, excitement, and feeling, overall feeling of well-being and things like that. She's just kind of cuddled up within herself, all happy and just exuding that warmth. And I feel like you can have a really sunny disposition, a lot of warmth about you, and people are, I mean, look at these butterflies, are attracted to her. Your vibration could be quite high, and people are just naturally drawn to you. And as my friend says, one of my friends, she's like, I'm aggressively friendly. So you could be aggressively friendly as well. And yeah, and that's where people just don't really understand that strength that you have. I think they're quite shocked by it. And also people that know you really well, pile number 3, I feel like they get amused by this because it's almost like a game. It's like, oh, you think she's really cute. Oh, that's so cute. Well, you have no idea the powerhouse that lies behind that. And, you know, you could be into like martial arts or taekwondo or into boxing or all sorts of things that people would never guess by simply looking at you. So definitely you are the epitome of don't judge a book by its cover, because you will read the wrong book. But anyways, yeah, so look at all the flowers. I think you've made some transformations. You draw people to you that are also transforming. You have the ability to heal, and that's another thing that people are drawn to you for, and that's why you had main character energy. Why else do we have main character energy, please? For pile 3, if you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And if the shoe fits, let me know. Manifestation, you are a great manifester, pile number 3. So it seems like you set your sights on things, and it could be a little bit mysterious, a little bit ambiguous. You don't have to be like sharing your life with everybody, but even this background right here to me feels, I mean, it looks kind of like a horse, but it felt to me initially like an elephant. So you could have just a lot of abundance. You could feel abundant. You can embody that, and therefore you attract a lot more of it, and you manifest quite easily. Whatever you focus on, you are a light to other people. I mean, hands down, I think out of all 3 piles, this is really quite obvious, but your manifestation abilities are so keen and really secondary to none. People wonder about that. People wonder how you do it. And could you show them? And you have a lot of people wanting to imitate you. So that's what I have for you, pile number 3. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.